Not promote or promotion any illegal activities. All content provided by this channel is meant only for educational purpose only.
Years go, time is slow. Rule number one, choose your comments, let the real one show. Punks wanna turn you out, sneak thieves out to learn. Watch your move close, cause they'll be quick to burn. Playing your exit smartly, take everything you got. CEOs wanna test your nerves, didn't let it rot. They were chumps in high school, trying to be tough now. It's survival of the fittest, you get lost in the crowd. That dude you call friend might flip like a switch. Check his file, man, before you let him in your pitch, you feel me? Got the shadows lurking at your back. Trust is a luxury in this life full of cracks. Find out now, cause later's a dangerous phase. In this concrete jungle, it's amazing array. In these games, it's fine. Watch your step on this route. Cats doing life for a little ass sale, there's no doubt. Super Bowl, counting in max years go. Time or slow, rule number one, choose your commerce, let the real one show. In this game, respect the violence, watch your step on this route. Cats doing life for a little ass sale, there's no doubt. Super Bowl, counting in max years go. Time or slow, rule number one, choose your commerce, let the real one show. Survival's the name if you don't watch your lane. The only thing they respect is the feelings of pain. So keep your circle tight and your eyes on the ground. In this life, there's no mercy when the real comes around.
Yo, they only respect the violence, that's how it goes.
Yo, they only respect the violence. That's how it goes. Yeah. Cut you on the phone, man, that's how they roll. Real ones moving silent, never let it be told. If you don't walk like a gangster, better check your stride. The test your metal quick, won't let it slide. Talking slick, better watch for the knife. Cause if you a rap, think it's cool, nah, that's not life. Young ones lurking, face got ripped up, it's karma. Toughest one you know when tears call in for mama. Heart's cold when life's given by your honor. Means your ticket's marked in a little ass cell, yeah. In this game, respect is violence. Watch your step on this route, cats doing life for a little ass sale, there's no doubt. Super Bowl, counting in max years go. Time or slow, rule number one, choose your commerce, let the real one show. In this game, respected violence, watch your step on this route. Cats doing life for a little ass sale, there's no doubt. Super Bowl, counting in max years go. Time or slow, rule number one, choose your commerce, let the real one show. Punks wanna turn you out, sneak thieves out to learn. Watch your move close, cause they'll be quick to burn. Playing your exit smartly, take everything you got. CEOs wanna test your nerves, didn't let it rot. They were chumps in high school, trying to be tough now. It's survival of the fittest, you get lost in the crowd. That dude you call friend might flip like a switch. Check his file, man, before you let him in your pitch, you feel me? Got the shadows lurking at your back. Trust is a luxury in this life full of cracks. Find out now, cause later's a dangerous phase. In this concrete jungle, it's amazing array. In these games, it's fine. Watch your step on this route. Cats doing life for a little ass sale, there's no doubt. Super Bowl, counting in max years go. Time or slow, rule number one, choose your commerce, let the real one show. In this game, respect the violence, watch your step on this route. Cats doing life for a little SL, there's no doubt. Super Bowl, counting in max years go. Time or slow, rule number one, choose your commerce, let the real one show. Survival's the name if you don't watch your lane. The only thing they respect is the feelings of pain. So keep your circle tight.
Listen close, it's about to get real, you know how we roll. Came through the door, time to expose what's untold.
Oh yeah. What's
Season
good? What's
desist, yeah,
good?
they coming
What
for the
is
crown.
good,
Born again,
everybody?
say how I feeling like they running this town. Braga with a briefcase, lawyer up, the stakes rise high. Only the guilty sweat and tell me who's paying the way. Why? Can we keep it real, podcast? Got them in the sight. Expose the truth, man, we shining through the night. Really, don't you have some makeup to slap on? And Anna Maria in the boy shower, girl, what's going on? It's a circus act. It's a shame to see the role models fade. Sleep around campus, but who's really getting played? What type of example you setting? Who you trying to teach? Teacher on the low, can't afford that type of breach. Teacher on the low, can't afford that type of breach. Teachers doing wrong, your beetle making you do it again. Predatory skills just like a game of chess, man. It takes a special dude with a year of restraining orders in sight against his own daughter. Tell me, is that even right? Another low drop, child support. How low will you go? Now you suing the blogger, exposing all that you know over public records. Don't take it personal, this just entertainment, huh? Yeah, right, tell that to the chaos that you've been creating, son. It's a circus act. It's a shame to see the role models fade. Sleeping around campus, but who's really getting played? What type of example you setting? Who you trying to teach? Teacher on the low, can't can't afford that type of breach. But the truth gon' remain. On again, say how your rep is now.
Mic check, 1, 2, 1, 2. Mic check. What's good? What's good?
Stand up for what's right.
What's up, everybody? How we doing? What's going on out there? A lot of rain. Absolutely.
Yo, listen close. It's about to get real. You know how we roll.
Says hashtag team prison for Aiden. Wow, why can't go back, Kearney. I mean, he did it to himself, right?
Cease and desist, yeah, they coming for the crown. Pwn against it, high feeling like they running this town. Braga with a briefcase, lawyer up, the stakes rise high. Only the guilty sweat and tell me who's paying the way. Why? Can we keep it real, podcast? Got them in the sights. Expose the truth, man, we shining through the night. Really, don't you have some makeup to slap on? And Anna Maria in the boy shower, girl, what's going on? It's a circus act, it's a shame.
All right already. What's going on, everybody? How we doing? How was your weekend? You know, here we are. It's Monday. Sometimes I'm not even sure what day it is. You know, but good morning, good evening. Not sure what time you watch, but I'm just glad you're watching, whether you live or checking it out on the replay. Appreciate everybody. Welcome, man. What is new? I've been reading some of that Karen Reed dump, some of the, I think the Twitter page AIM has some of it, there's a lot of drama going on, always drama going on when it comes to this friggin' Turtle Boy, right? A lot of shit shows up on your porch like stray cats hissing. But Turtle Boy always doing something. Shout out to everybody, man. Great afternoon in Boston. Absolutely good. Glad to hear it. I'm just a little bit north of Boston myself. But while people living their lives, working, parenting, paying bills, Turtle Boy, was out here starring in his own personal reality show. Like you probably got to call it Keep It Up with the Fabrications. But the timeline on X looked like a digital crime scene this weekend. Old accusations crawling out of the archives. Like they were just there all along. Critics are posting screenshots, clips, timelines like they were auctioning for CSI Worcester County. Aiden admitted if he didn't have $330,000 in his defense fund, he wouldn't have any money to pay his bills. He admitted his followers paid for his $690,000 house. How nice. How is that not fraud? I'm just curious. It's 16:38 p.m. Ireland. That is 4:38 p.m. For y'all that don't know, what is a 24-hour time? Tornado watch in Phillipsburg. We generally don't get extreme weather here. Well, be safe. Be safe over there. Aiden also admitted his attorneys have long been paid in full. They charged a flat fee. All the docs are posted on X. Yes, we heard that, a while ago. Absolutely. I wish somebody would pay my bills. Went to the gas station today, got $20 in gas, right? On the of course, on the Venmo card. Got $20 in gas, but you know, it went 80 cents. It stopped, right? Got beat for that. Then I put another $10 in, so I was like, tell the cashier, like, yo, what's up with the 20? Oh, it should go back on your card, but nah, someone screwed up. You know? Oh yeah, absolutely. Watch when the IRS gets the turtle. Turtle Boy is really crying in the car. Absolutely. That is such a great here we go. Does that put a smile on your face on a Monday morning or what? Listen to the fight. We gotta make that a remix. Put it on a beat. I'm just not sure how much I could listen to that. Like, no way there is a cop in that car driving. Like, he's like, bro, are you fucking serious? You know, was that when he violated his bail? Aiden without his followers, he had no money and no place to live. Like snickering, it's fraud. It's all a scam. He'll be where Karen Reed found him on the couch. Karen Reed found the boy. He was sleeping on a couch when Karen discovered his ungrateful ass. You know? And what a puss. That's so funny. It is. That's like one of the best ones. Like I seen that yesterday and I was actually on a 12-hour Twitter, what do you want to call it? 12-hour Twitter jail, or I'm not sure what you want to call it, but yeah, I was pretty much locked up for 12 hours. But I seen this, but the only way I would have been able to do it was, yeah, the video. Oh, is it? Hey, chat. As funny as it is, this video is fake. Hey, you know what? It's a funny ass video if you ask me, and I bet AI gets pretty realistic, man. I bet that is absolutely compared to him crying on the floor. Pretty much sounds like him. I like to think it's real. Damn, you're kind of. That's like telling me Santa Claus is not real. Because Al Capone didn't go down for all those.
His followers can't believe
You know what I mean?
Cop car
I wanted to believe that shit was real. You know, it's like telling me Santa Claus is not real. I think after so long, people are just like, Aiden just did so many shitty ass things, all his followers, and then, it's all kind of like just, oh, I just wanted to hurt his feelings. I just wanted to be a low down, grimy ass piece of shit, and I just wanted to hurt somebody. And he done it to so many people. He done it to speaking. Shout out to James Jackson in the chat. What's up, James? Go check out his show, The Layover. I swear, I think James needs to find a pair of just walking sneakers. Always worrying about the sneakers. Walking in wetty ass, snowy weather. Wearing your Jordan 4s. Kind of crazy, but shout out to you.
There's the whole video of him when he got arrested. I got the whole video.
But friggin' Aiden, man. But this week spinning so fast, he could have powered a small village this week. But did you see how Jay Brill cracked that boy's shell? Turtle Boy's shell is cracked. I never seen him look so uncomfortable. He looked very, very uncomfortable. I mean, it was definitely the kind of week all over on Twitter that you definitely don't need popcorn because, if you thought that Turtle Boy saga couldn't get messier, this week proved that, that shell got cracked. Jay Brill chilling over there, shout out to Jay Brill. And they tried to spin that shit, but you never know which direction somebody is going to get spun, and you never know what someone is going to do. Where's my shit? Hang on. You never know what somebody is gonna do, but Jay Brill handled that well, and for a while, that's a situation where Turtle Boy, you could tell he was uncomfortable. Absolutely, Jay Brill put that turtle back in the box. But all week long, the timeline ends up looking like in a digital crime scene. I mean, accusations were crawling out of nowhere. Critics were posting screenshots, clips, timelines going crazy. They were rushing to try to get, try to put Jay Brill down, but shout out to him. We actually went over some of the video, but Jay Brill was just chilling. I really thought in the beginning, as he's walking up to TB's like trying to get to where the people. I really thought Jay Brill was gonna do one of the Method Man moves, like wrap his arm around his neck and just spin him around. Be like, come on, let's take a walk. But Turtle Boy was already shitting his pants at that point. His shell started to crack so fast. I'm not sure what he could do about that, but some denials, Turtle Boy's, ex-girlfriends, all the receipts are dropping. This friggin' guy though, right? How does Turtle Boy always manage to be like the main character in every disaster? Every disaster and the whole Meredith saga. I mean, I said for weeks, shout out to Meredith. All the threats that be coming out. It's like I don't understand as a man. How you can as a man. What I mean, like somebody that you was with, and how you're so comfortable about trying to put them, having them locked the fuck up. Like, I just don't understand how you can do some shit like that. What I mean? Be going to court, the 30th, Aiden doing what he does best. This guy blames everyone else but the friggin' dude in the mirror. Look, you're responsible when the court orders, right? Sealed documents, right? It don't matter how them documents got out there. It don't matter. It don't matter who leaked the documents. When the judge says, John Brown, these are your sealed documents. Nobody is to see them. Nobody's to know about them. Only you. And then, I mean, because according to Turtle Boy, according to friggin' Aiden, every time something goes wrong in dude's life, he'd be like, she did it. She did it. That bitch did it. Why? Tell me I'm lying. If his friggin' phone battery dies, it was Meredith. The car won't stop. Meredith did it. No matter what it is, it's Meredith. In the back of a police car crying, it's Meredith. You know what I mean? He trips over a sprinkler. Guess what? Guess who it was? You guessed it. Come on, tell me this guy don't keep a friggin' wheel of misfortune. Spins it, and the arrow always lands on Meredith's name. Always lands on her name. Tell me I'm lying. That shit always lands. You know, but the problem with that, I think, is that the judge didn't give Meredith responsibility of the sealed documents. Everyone's like, oh, yeah. He didn't give her, he didn't say, Meredith, here, you're responsible for these documents. That isn't how it worked. Well, she leaked them out. She's responsible for it. The judge assigned Aiden responsibility. The person who receives the information is the person responsible for protecting it. If I tell, yo, here, hold this money for me, and you lose it, and you're like, hey, Jerry lost it. I don't care if Jerry lost it. I gave that shit to you. I didn't give that shit to Jerry. It's the person responsible for protecting. That's how a seal order works. It's not like a group project. Oh, you know, Better was the last one to have them, so no, that shit don't matter. Aiden, we gave that shit to you. It's not a buffet. We gave that shit to Aiden. If the documents leak, you think the court's going to go around hunting down ex-girlfriends? How many times ex-girlfriends leaked out someone's documents? Come on, man. The court's going to look at the person who is responsible for them damn paperwork, who's responsible. And that person is who? Aiden Connie. So Aiden will be like, nope, it was Turtle Boy. Turtle Boy will be like, nope, it was Meredith. The Purple Boy's going to be like, kill her. Like, that dude is just out of control. He is just like out of control. If the documents leak, like the court ain't gonna be like, oh, who was it? Okay. Come on, man. Turtle Boy. That's who it is. That's who's responsible for the leak. No one else. What's Turtle Boy's evidence, right? He claims what? Meredith hacked them. He claims what? She leaked the sealed documents. Oh, she had a Google Drive. I'm an iPhone guy. I don't know nothing. You know, that's his spin on it. I'm an iPhone guy. I don't know nothing about that. I don't know nothing about that. You know, what else is Turtle Boy's evidence, right? That he claims that she's behind every inconvenience this guy's ever had. Every inconvenience Turtle Boy has ever had. And that's his evidence. Meredith hacked him. You know what? That she leaked the sealed documents. She had access to this special crazy Google Drive device that he didn't know how to operate. You know, that that she's behind every crazy thing that ever happened. You know, he even said she may be the last Marvel hero Avenger that's left in the series. Like, they got Meredith being the mafia boss. Now, what is the proof that's offered, right? A whole lot of nothing. What evidence has Turtle Boy gave us, right? That says that it was her, except it was 5150. 5150. It was 5150. I mean, he changes the story more often than a teenager changes their outfit before school. You know what I mean? Or maybe more often than James Jackson decides what Jordans he's going to wear. You know? But 1 minute she hacked him. Next minute he changed his password. Then it was, oh, the Commonwealth spying on me. Then it's back to Meredith again. And then Will over there changing the time, of 1985. Like, what is going on? I mean, definitely like watching someone trying to blame a ghost. Now what is Meredith's evidence? Meredith has timestamps, right? Can't even front. She provided logs. She provided on device logs. She had proof that she didn't have access. She provided proof that he voluntarily gave her access when they were together. Meredith has all the proof. She even provided proof, and she suggested an NDA. And what did the dummy say? No, that's okay. So Meredith offered documents, if I'm not mistaken, screenshots, timelines, logic. So, if you've been paying attention, I don't think Meredith just brought receipts. I think Meredith brought the whole friggin' building. She pulled up with a U-Haul truck with receipts. So, I mean, here's what the turtle riders never want to hear. The judge ordered Aiden to protect the sealed information. That's it. Not Meredith, not Josh, not Johnny, not Joey, not Lindsay 1, Lindsay 2, Karen, Melissa, Sharon, Nikki. Not the haters, not the Commonwealth, not JFK, James Jackson, Kevin Kev. Not the ghost, Karen Reed's defense team. Come on, not Aiden. That's it, Aiden. If sealed documents leak, the court don't give a shit. They don't care. They don't care who you think did it. The court cares who was responsible for safeguarding that shit. That's what the court cares about. Who was responsible? Yeah, because they know he was a nutcase. His family don't fuck with him. His family don't mess with him. Just like his mom was ashamed of him before she passed away, was not happy with him. And that's got to be a hell of a thing to go on living with after mama passed away. You know what I mean? That, damn, mama was upset at me. Mama was ashamed. That would kick my ass knowing that if my mom passed away, knowing that she passed away, knowing that we weren't on good terms, that would eat the shit out of me. You know what I'm saying? That would really, really upset me. So, I'm sure it's eating away at him as well. But whatever. People are like, oh, that ain't right. Like, this dude has no bottom level, so, I ain't gonna have one. Screw him. But yeah, the court is not gonna care. They want to know who is responsible? Who did we give the goldfish to? You wasn't supposed to let it die. Now when the goldfish ends up floating, you don't get to blame your ex from 3 relationships ago. Everyone to blame but him. But I gotta say, if we are keeping score here, and let's say that this is a hypothetical boxing match, right? You got Meredith and Turtle Boy. I mean, Meredith comes in with the gloves, with the footwork, with a clean jab, and Turtle Boy shows up what? Swinging at shadows, big ass, heavy ass titties, punching the air, arguing with the damn referee. So out of shape, he needs a bra. So I mean, all he does is just keep saying Meredith, 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 Meredith. And I'm not saying Meredith's 100% innocent, but I don't think she's as guilty for everything that this dude is making it out to be. I mean, Turtle Boy brings the emotions, Meredith brings receipts. I mean, Turtle Boy will insist that this leak came from Meredith's house, even though that their pipes are not even connected to each other. It's Meredith's fault. That is crazy, absolutely. So when it comes to these questions, of who proved their case better about these friggin' documents, I mean, the answer's simple, man. Who brought the evidence? And who brings the accusations? I mean, and what wins? Who has the evidence? I mean, who has the actual evidence, Not the speculation. Who has the evidence? I think Meredith wins in that department. Now, a lot of people know that I'm being sued, right? And I'm being sued based off this video, right? So I was hoping that y'all would watch it with me and give me your opinion if this is slander or defamation. What I use is you'll see. But I think, even though the smallest blogger has the right of, the First Amendment, but, we're going to watch this, let me know. It's kind of funny. Let me see. Hang on. Foster Gloucester, we ain't talking about Foster Gloucester, no school. But what is going on? Let me know if you have, if y'all can hear me. Can everybody hear me? Holler if you can hear me, man. What is going on? Man, the quiet town of Foster, Gloucester, man, where parents send their school children off to school with hopes and dreams, that, they'll actually be safe throughout the day. But do we actually even know who are in our schools? Do we know who's teaching our kids? Do we know who's in these classrooms? I mean, Pontigansett has a long history of some crazy, wild sex scandals going on. Under Palazzo in the last 5 years, you had our buddy Jake, who was having sex throughout Pontigansett. Let me make sure y'all can you hear me? Test, test, test. Jake, who's, going around Pontigansett, sleeping around. Let me know if y'all can hear me. Give me a thumbs up. How is the sound? Let me see. Our kids off to school so they could be safe. We send our kids off to school so they could be safe. And then what ends up happening, man? Not all the time are they safe. We hear of all the BS going down in Pontigansett. We heard about what happened down at the trap last weekend, but it's getting real over there in Pontigansett. But let me check the sound, before we go any further. All right, there we go. We have sound. But I guess I was real paranoid that day. I wanted to make sure we had sound. All right, we're gonna get into this, man. Big shout out to the people that help us make this possible. Y'all know who you are. What is going on? Let me get this picture out of here, man. We back, man. Another spectacular day. Pontigansett. More news coming out of Pontigansett. Crazy what's going on up there. Never mind what this lady done. We got more news. Now, this lady, she was the gym teacher, right? And we were talking about this stuff because, she just got exposed for having a multi-year relationship with a student. She just got indicted by a grand jury, and I think it's just like third-degree sexual assault. Whether they kissed, whatever happened, but yeah, and a lot of people in the school department knew about it. While looking into her, we found out about this other dude that allegedly had some restraining orders against his own biological daughter. Allegedly. News coming out of Pontigansett. Do we know? I got a question for all you, for the parents and everything. Do we know who's teaching our kids? I mean, do we know who's in these classrooms? Do we know the people on these sidelines? Do we know the men and women that are interacting with our kids 7-8 hours a day? Do we know who's potentially grooming our children? Do we know who's leading our children for the future? Do we really know these people? How good is a school vetting these teachers, these staff members? How come a lot of them turn out to be pervs? And I can't even say that respectfully, because definitely in that nice little town of Foster, Gloucester, where parents are sending their school children off, paying all them damn taxes, just so that school, that educational institution, so it can become a stage for some outrageous BS with some crazy characters. Are we really scratching our head in disbelief saying, did teachers really know that this lady was having relations with students? And if you're trying to call me now, I'm doing a live. Like, you can't save me. And people trying to call, oh, no, stop. No, they ain't no stop. They were trying to stop me, too. They were. I was And then you can't save me, man. I'm going. I'm doing this. But yo, in the lawsuit, they said that my kind of words, this shit is not fit for a civilized society. And I'm kind of thinking, do you know Turtle Boy? Like, you have any idea who the hell? Like, what I say ain't even nothing compared to that guy.
Yeah, I mean, but do we know who's in these schools? Do we know who the teachers are? I mean, do we know who's up in these schools playing doctor at a whole new level? But instead of a game, it's just a chilling reminder of how far some will go under the guise of authority. The fact that this type of behavior has roots that can stretch all the way back to North Smithfield. And it's the kind of plot and twist, I mean, you couldn't even write this kind of script in a movie. One can only wonder what type of meeting, Gradell, the principal, is having with Palazzo. Like, are they really pulling their hair out? Are they too busy discussing the latest trends? Let's say in athletic wear to notice a storm is brewing in their own house. A storm is brewing. You start going down the line and you start doing BCI checks, on some of the staff members at Ponteganza, because that's what it comes down to, just randomly checking people's BCIs and seeing who is teaching children, what type of people are they. And then when I come across someone that has restraining orders, whether active or recently in the past, for SA, and I hope we know what SA stands for, have restraining orders for SA, and seeing that this person is an active member of a program, an active member of the sports program, a member of a teaching staff, it kind of makes you scratch your head and wonder, how is this person, even though they haven't been tried, but they still have active restraining orders, whether they're current restraining orders, whether they're in the past, they still have active restraining orders, for abuse prevention order. What you're looking at on the screen right now is an abuse prevention order. Look at the date, active. You won't see the minor child's name because it's an abuse prevention order for a child under the age of 6 years old. This isn't the only order of prevention. Now, this man is a teacher in the school. Another abuse prevention order. Another one to stay away from the said child. Of course, they're going to keep the child's name off here. Here's another prevention order. So you got orders of, let me see. I think I even have another one. So you got restraining orders, for assault. There was an incident at the there was an incident last week. There was an arrest made at the game. I want to say it was one of the football games. He was arrested at the game. Then he goes back home in Cranston, and I got to check this out, but I think there might have been another arrest made at the home as well. Let me see if I could get this picture up on here. So there was another prevention order that was also filed, but we send our kids to school thinking that our kids are going to be safe. And do we really know that our kids are safe? You look at the former gym teacher, the one on the screen, and let me tell you, it's not the first time. We could go back to the former athletic director, Jake Nealon, who was caught multiple times having intercourse in the school building, but his mother's a big time, on the school committee, and Renee Palazzo, was afraid of her, so you let that slide, but he didn't get caught once on the desk, not twice in the corner. Not again in his athletic director's office, to the point where Rene Palazzo had to replace the wooden doors and put doors with glass on them just to get staff members to stop having intercourse in Pontiac High School. That is a fact. His assistant, Sal, who is now at East Greenwich High School. Sal was driving around. There's cheerleaders underage, no license, driving his car on the grounds of Pontiac High School. A staff member sees them. Whoa, what's going on? Shut the car off. The dean of students come walking out at the same time. Do you see what's going on here? Do you see the athletic trainer who's now at East Greenwich, who always had girls hanging around his office? Do you see him with a carload of underage children? You see him in the back seat with these underage children. A report was filed. Go check it out. Do a FOIA request. Assistant director, I can even tell you the month, the date that this incident happened. Nobody knew that the gym teacher was doing the nappy dugout with students. But she was told that you and this particular student cannot be in the same areas together at the same time. That is a fact. There was an incident last week up in North Smithfield at the what do you call it? Who's that? The kindergarten teacher that has all the backup. He's backed up by the Joyces. He's backed up by the Rizzos, by the Nealings. I gotta look up his name, but he's yelling all this stuff, about the situation that went on with the gym teacher. You know what I mean? Like, just really acting trying to get a picture up here. So this is our man right here. Now what we have here is another order of protection. What we have here is another order of protection allegedly Bailey Braga. The same one that was arrested last week, I believe, allegedly, at Situate High School. And I believe he also had an incident at his home. So I just want to know what Pontiac is doing. You have people that have active, orders of protection. You have teachers that are banging out students, right? You have teachers that are banging out teachers. Like, what is it with the gym teachers? Is restraining orders not a red flag? I mean, as far as the arrest, I had the date wrong. I'll admit that. I had the date wrong, but I actually have the police report right here and how his father had him give some kid a beating. But my whole thing is like look at your past history, and then you're working with kids, and allegedly, my opinion, because this video is the video why they are suing me, which I don't see the slander in it. Yeah, I see me say, but I don't really even hear me mentioning dude's name. No one on the stream probably knows what's the dude's name. And then he said that these pictures, I made AI pictures. The metadata on these pictures, I'm going to prove, goes back to 2020. And I think I can also prove that picture is taken inside his home. And AI would not be able to do that. So if the metadata goes back to 2020,
he put in his complaint that I fabricated these pictures of him with makeup on. Didn't want people to know allegedly he's a freak. Allegedly, of course, it's an opinion. I don't want to get sued twice. But he's the one suing me. It's actually in the law books. He's got, and it's funny because I'm just curious of who that the eye makeup is way too heavy. He's saying that this is AI, and I'm saying that this is a real, actual image. He's saying I designed this picture through AI, and the metadata is going to show that this picture is from 2020 from his own social media, and that picture was made, I believe, inside his own home. You could look at it and tell it's not AI. And he's suing me. And the funny thing is, the law firm that he has, I believe, is the same law firm that represents the school. So they have a law firm. I have myself. I don't have an attorney. I don't have any money. I can't afford an attorney. When they found out I was pro se, they started filing all these crazy motions. Look, I was showing them the other day. This right here is two separate motions. Here's one. Can you see how friggin' thick it is? Yeah. This is one of the motions. And here is another motion. But gotta defend myself, right? So I'm over here pro se, the fool that has the client, and this guy's a teacher. He's a teacher.
I mean, alarming revelation here, and then if you look back, I got this other paperwork on him for assault, on a minor where his father had him tune up some kid at a basketball game, Foster versus, I think, Situate. We have that police report that just came in. And these restraining orders against a child under the age of 6 is crazy. It sounds less like a school. I mean, more like a poorly scripted horror movie, everything that's been going on at Pontigansett. And how many other teachers are going to be thrown under the bus? They already said there's 3 teachers that admitted having knowledge of this situation.
And this isn't like something new that happens at this school. A couple of years ago, they were whitewashing. Then they had a civil rights investigation where, black kids were getting treated differently than white kids. You can actually, on my Facebook page, I covered that, and I read the entire civil rights investigation. The lawsuit just got filed the beginning of this year, 2026-008 is the actual number. But so this is an actual teacher, and he's suing me and saying that this video I slandered him, and I'm just saying that if several courts and restraining orders say that, what, buddy, you shouldn't see your kid for at least a year, then I don't know, it was my opinion that maybe, well, if the court thinks that allegedly he couldn't be around his own kid, allegedly, how could he be around other people's kids, allegedly, right? Right? You know, and I'm just curious who's paying for that attorney, because usually attorneys don't take these cases, you know, and all us bloggers, no matter if it's, you know, and like I was telling Turtle Boy, like, bro, we all journalists according to the law. So being a journalist isn't nothing special, buddy.
I mean, this is like a horror movie. How does one even manage to really get this many restraining orders without someone stepping in and saying, hey, maybe this person has a problem. Maybe this person, Bailey Braga, should not be around children, allegedly. I mean, this is public record. We see the restraining orders. We see the black and white. Maybe this person just shouldn't be around kids. You think the principal, I mean, who lawyered up, you think maybe the principal and the superintendent would have
You know, I wasn't even thinking. Here's him when he worked at the college. Oops. This was on Instagram when he worked at the college and he brought somebody into the school dorms. You know,
a checklist for hiring teachers. Like, maybe let's make sure that this person isn't a ripper. Let's make sure this person ain't going to try to go up in our students. You know what I mean? Or let's make sure this resource officer isn't going to try to date one of the kids. Or maybe this person just isn't appropriate to be teaching in our facility. Maybe this person is just not appropriate to be an educator, to be around children in general. If I was a parent at Ponagansett, I wouldn't want anybody with a restraining order around any of my kids.
but now you heard all that, but I didn't mention anybody in particular. You still have not heard me mention allegedly this guy's name. So it was like I could have just been, I was just talking in general, any type of person that has these situations. Did I slander? I don't know. I'm asking, did I slander him yet? Did I do what they say? You know, defamation, slander. You know, he's saying in the court record allegedly that I called him, you know, a pedophile and a predator. Have I done that yet? I don't think so. I think I was just talking like talking in general. I didn't say him per se is who I'm talking about.
You think the principal, I mean, who lawyered up, you think maybe the principal and the superintendent would have a checklist for hiring teachers? Like, maybe let's make sure that this person isn't a ripper. Let's make sure this person ain't going to try to go up in our students. You know what I mean? Or let's make sure this resource officer isn't going to try to date one of the kids. Or maybe this person just isn't appropriate to be teaching in our facility. Maybe this person is just not appropriate to be an educator, to be around children in general. If I was a parent at Ponagansett, I wouldn't want anybody with a restraining order around any of my kids. I wouldn't want anybody with a restraining order around any of my kids, especially for SA of a child. I don't know the situation, but I've seen a lot of video that makes it look, you're not a good person, buddy. You know, I seen video from the Worcester police station of your interactions, and we will play them in good time. You know, but these people are just not good people. So what is going on with the hiring process up there at Ponagansett? Maybe you guys should have a checklist, maybe multiple restraining orders.
I don't know. Is it slander? Is it defamation? Always a concerned citizen. And it's not like when this came up with this guy, right? That I targeted him. I have always done this. Ever since, I started the podcast, it was sports kind of driven, high school sports. But then I expanded it to all the schools in the state and hold people accountable. The former dean at Cumberland, excuse me, held him accountable. He had to resign. Several coaches throughout, Rhode Island High School, a teacher at Westerly. Now the second teacher at Westerly just had to resign. There's teachers everywhere, all over the state there's teachers, that have this type of behavior. So I'm not sure if this is slander or... Sorry, this damn vape killing me.
Would be a red flag. But the only thing that you're checking was their inboxes to say they have connection to the school committee. They're a Joyce, they're a Rizzo, they're a Kneeling. All right. That, the box checks, just like the assistant coach when Jake Kneeling was a coach for Pontiac. Well, that was when Coach Cook was there. Coach Cook fires him. Next thing you know, Coach Cook is meeting the new athletic director, Jake. Jimmy's probably like, oh my God, I just fired this guy. Oh, of course. The assistant athletic director affair that went on up there to the point that several people got cease and desist letters. Even parents got cease and desist letters when they were talking about this. I got a cease and desist letter from Cato. And I don't think Cato's innocent in this. And I don't think that the other guy either, the guy on the school committee, because, we got reason to believe that somebody went to one of the coaches about all this. They went to one of the coaches and they said to the coach that the kids said that they had sexual activity with the gym teacher. And what did Cato say? Oh, them are just boys. Them are just boys. Let's not forget the former assistant athletic director that was caught in this scandalous affair with another teacher during school hours. I mean, who knew all the real drama was going to go down in the teacher's lounge rather than the football field? Who knew that, this teacher was going to be giving out the nappy dugout? And then if you look at comments, they say that this goes back all the way to North Smithfield. Someone said yesterday that she applied for the Cranston job. Can you only imagine the awkwardness of the staff meetings? So how about, the new curriculum? It's likely to be met with a lot of uncomfortable shuffling and gazes. I don't worry about our sex education teacher got this covered. Horrible. Horrible. And then, like I said earlier, we have Jake's assistant, Sal, who found himself in a car with underage girls while the world outside continued blissfully unaware. That paperwork, you can find that with a FOIA request in the school office. That's right. It's documented. Oh, yeah. And then Sal went to East Greenwich and got a nice little job over there. So I wonder if all the girls hang around Sal's office in EG as well. But you think that someone in a position of authority would have recognized these potential consequences that were going around at Pontiac, would see these actions. But here we are left to wonder, what kind of training did these individuals at Pontiac have? What type of training did they receive? More likely, didn't receive. I mean, with all these incidents that are swirling around at Pontiac, you have to question the leadership at the top of the program. The principal lawyers up, the superintendent, Who should be the guardians for your small children? Should you have to worry about safety? Should you have to worry about your kid, a grown woman, on top of them? Your daughter, a grown man, groping her? People with restraining orders teaching the classroom.
And this happens more and more in high school. And the law really, there's really no law because the age is so close. You know, especially if the child don't want to cooperate, there really isn't a law. They have a new one up here that if you're in a position of authority, like third degree sexual assault, but there really isn't a law, especially at the high school, in the high school age group.
Whether there's been an arrest made or not, I know there's been other arrests made, other charges made for this individual. While the police investigate, should this person be in classrooms in a school building alone with our children? Allegedly, should Bailey Braga be alone with our children at any point of the day with abuse prevention orders? Not one, not two, not three, four. The community is just watching in horror. We need a thorough investigation, accountability for those that chose to sweep these issues under the rug instead of addressing them head on. Riddell, you need to just resign now. Palazzo, resign now. I'll wait for my cease and desist. You can mail it to me. You got the address. You know, I anticipate it. I know the teachers union shut down the regular news about this story, you know. But rather than the laughing at the absurdity of this situation, you know, it's really crucial for parents, not only in Pontiac, all communities, to unite and demand transparency and reform from these schools. An investigation going on in Cumberland with the quarterback coach, Dante. You know, he goes up there, has whatever happened with him and a student. School committee confirms, yes, there was an incident. We are investigating. You know, we deserve better. It's time for leaders to step up, take responsibility, handle your damn school, make sure they're safe. A safe place to learn, a safe place to grow. I mean, the weirdos, the strangers, the this, the that, you know, stranger danger. It's not even a stranger we got to watch out for. It's the people in our children's classrooms. That's who we got to watch out for. It's people like this that lawyer up that we have to watch out for, that have things to hide. It's weirdos like this that just put lipstick on and mascara all over their face. These weirdos like this. And when you see him, he's all like this, peaceful and calm. I read police reports going back to Anna Marie, you know, in college where, you know, the violence was just out of control, you know, but we have all the paperwork. We have all the videos, you know, but come on now. When are we going to protect our children? Who else in these schools? Who else in these schools really is a predator? How many predators do we have in these schools? You know, what the heck is going on in these schools? I mean, these stories make your blood boil when, you know, people like this have active orders of protection against minor children under 6 years old. I mean, let's get right into it, right? You found out teacher at Pontiac High School has been slapped with not one, not two, but a few restraining orders. You know, orders of protection for SA on a child under 6 years old. That's crazy. A child under 6. You know, how does this even happen? How do you think schools vet the staff better than this? I ain't a brain surgeon, but if you have multiple restraining orders, like I said, that should be a red flag, right? I mean, it's mind-boggling. Parents are freaking out. I don't blame them. They trusted the school to keep their kids safe. And now you got to question everything about the process, everything about the vetting process. Palazzo just sitting there with her hands under her buttocks, probably drafting some statement that's going to do nothing but push everyone to the side while the real issues get swept under the rug like they usually do at Ponagansett. We'll review our policies, but because, what's going on, we really can't talk about anything. Oops, our bad. We didn't realize that we were hiring a monster. How many warning signs do you need before you take action? Don't even get me started on the transparency calls from the community. It's a little late for that, right? Because when it comes to protecting children, there should be zero tolerance for this type of neglect. But now you got to get the law enforcement involved, which means it's going to be drag on longer than a bad reality show. Parents are left in the dark. Kids are potentially at risk, all because someone decided to ignore common sense. I mean, it's just infuriating. Schools should be safe havens for kids, not breeding grounds for this type of behavior. If you're a teacher with that kind of history, we will weed you out. And you should be nowhere near kids. You shouldn't be teaching them. You shouldn't be talking to them. You're a predator of the worst kind. We need more accountability, no more half-ass attempts, damage control. Parents deserve to know that your kids are freaking safe when they walk through the doors. And you ain't trying to turn my little boy into a princess, and he didn't even have a chance to be a prince yet. Maybe we ain't going to get the answers today, but you bet, Pelosi, we'll be keeping an eye on this shit. And listen, if you have any information about any of this stuff, Ponagansett, any school district, and nobody's listening to you, hit me up, drop the email, canwekeepitreal5@gmail.com. Don't be silenced. Let somebody be your voice. If no one's going to be your voice, I'll be your voice. The Cato rule, big disclaimer here, the views, information, opinions expressed on the Can We Keep It Real podcast are solely the views of the individuals involved and do not represent the views of any third party or any platform. He's another one that knew about this. Parent already said, yep, we told them. Gym teacher resigns amid allegations. I bet she did. I don't know anything. I don't want to know anything. Another parent claims they mentioned to a coach she overheard her son and friends discussing sex acts with the gym teacher and was met with "kids just talk." That was Cato. A former female student described an atmosphere where the teachers would purposely stand in front of boys and slowly grind into them. Yo, crazy. And this guy is on the program, right? Town Council Will Worthy said he was shocked to learn of the allegations. He said he was disgusted to hear that the teacher's actions were possibly known without any taken before now. You know about this, Will, right? Aren't you on the football team? Just curious. So let's get it right? So we found out there's a teacher at Ponagansett that's been slapped with multiple active restraining orders for SA on a child under 6 years old, right? What the actual heck is going on here? Who's doing the vetting? How does this even get by? How does this happen? How are schools not vetting these staff members? And breaking news, investigation uncovers disturbing allegations against Ponagansett High School teacher. And a shocking development has come to light that a teacher has had multiple restraining orders. More coming out soon. I got to get more information on the arrest, but the restraining orders, we know, allegedly, is this man. I have to say allegedly, legally. We know it is this man.
when you go over to Reddit and you put like Pontiganza high school gym teacher, says she was my gym teacher in high school. This is the least surprising news story I've heard. Always flirted with the boys and was friends with girls. Weird vibe. Same here. Her husband was my teacher in high school. He was an awesome guy. Hope he's doing okay. Let's see. A friend who went to high school with her mentioned she's been married twice and cheated on her first husband. Seems like a pattern of poor choices. Cheated on her first husband before and after the wedding. Whoa. It says cheated on her first husband before and after the wedding with the gym teacher she is married to now when she was working in North Smithfield High School, allegedly. Also was extremely creepy and inappropriate towards the boys there as well. That's crazy. Cheated on her first husband before and after the wedding with the gym teacher she's married to now. Yo, that is crazy. Well, was married to another teacher first. These poor guys. Anyone know how he's holding up? She has 2 small kids. Like, was it worth it? She literally lost everything. She was also known as a tree tagger in my hometown when she taught there. Tree tagger. What the frig? She picked the guys she was going to F once they graduated. Yo. So, yeah, all this, all this stuff's on friggin' Reddit, man. I went there. She was always way too close with the male students. A comfortable degree. Damn. Well, she's now no longer in schools. She is no longer in schools. I could tell you a few more. Oh man, that was crazy, you know, just the stuff that was being said. All right, give me a minute. I'll be right back. Oh yeah, so I was just wondering if anyone thought that that was slander or any kind of, you know, because being sued
Yo.
now.
They only respect the violence. That's how it goes.
And now I just played the
Yeah.
damn video.
They only respect the violence. That's how it goes. Yeah. Cut you on the phone, man, that's how they roll. Real ones moving silent, never let it be told. If you don't walk like a gangster, better check your stride. The test your metal quick, won't let it slide. Talking slick, better watch for the knife. Cause if you a rat, think it's cool, nah, that's not life. Young ones lurking, face got ripped up, it's karma. Toughest one you know when tears call in for mama. Heart's cold when life's given by your honor. Means your ticket's marked in a little ass cell, yeah. In this game, respect is violence. Watch your step on this route, cats doing life for a little ass sale, there's no doubt. Super Bowl counting in max years gold. Time or slow, rule number one, choose your commerce, let the real one show. In this game, respected violence, watch your step on this route. Cats doing life for a little ass sale, there's no doubt. Super Bowl counting in max years gold. Time or slow, rule number one, choose your commerce, let the real one show. Punks wanna turn you out, sneak thieves out to learn. Watch your moves close, cause they'll be quick to burn. Playing your exit smartly, take everything you got. CEOs wanna test your nerves, didn't let it rot. They were chumps in high school, trying to be tough now. It's survival of the fittest, you get lost in the crowd. That dude you call friend might flip like a switch. Check his file, man, before you let him in your pitch. You feel me? Got the shadows lurking at your back. Trust is a luxury in this life full of cracks. Find out now, cause later's a dangerous phase. In this concrete jungle, it's amazing array. In these games, it's fine. Watch your step on this route. Cats doing life for a little ass sale, there's no doubt. Super Bowl counting in max years gold. Time or slow, rule number one, choose your commerce, let the real one show. In this game, respect the violence, watch your step on this route. Cats doing life for a little ass sale, there's no doubt. Super Bowl counting and max years go. Time runs slow. Rule number one, choose your comrades, let the real one show. Survival's the name. If you don't watch your lane, the only thing they respect is the feelings of pain. So keep your circle tight and your eyes on the ground. In this life, there's no mercy when the real comes around.
Yo, they only respect the violence, that's how it goes.
Yeah, they only respect the violence. That's how it goes. Yeah. Cut you on the phone, man, that's how they roll. Real ones moving silent, never let it be told. If you don't walk like a gangster, better check your stride. The test your metal quick, won't let it slide. Talking slick, better watch for the knife. Cause if you a rat, think it's cool, nah, that's not life. Young ones lurking, face got ripped up, it's karma. Toughest one you know when tears call in for mama. Hearts.
I see that comment on the screen. Absolutely. And that's how it usually happens. They'll just have you resign so it don't become a big deal, become a big issue. Allegedly. Allegedly.